I planned a beautiful proposal after 3 years together. When the ring showed up in her food, she said, "Stop. I don't love you. Please don't do this." I just got up and walked away. My name's Jack. I'm 29. I met Zoe 3 years ago at a mutual friend's barbecue. You know those moments where you meet someone and the conversation just flows? That's what it was like. We clicked. Same sense of humor, same taste in movies, and we both loved weekend hikes and spontaneous road trips. For 3 years, we did everything together. Holidays, birthdays, vacations, family gatherings. I really thought we were building something real. I never once thought about whether she loved me. I assumed it. She was there, I was there, and that felt enough. But deep down, if I'm honest with myself now, there were small things. Times she'd dodge questions about the future. Or when friends joked about us getting married, she'd laugh it off a bit too quickly. I noticed it, but I didn't want to notice it. I just brushed it aside, thinking maybe she just wasn't ready yet. Anyway, about a month before it happened, I started thinking seriously about proposing. I told myself, 3 years, this is the next step. I hesitated at first. Maybe I was scared, or maybe something in me knew this could go sideways. But love makes you blind sometimes. So I went out, picked the perfect ring. It wasn't massive or flashy, but it was beautiful, simple, elegant, and something I knew Zoe would love. Or thought she would. I planned it carefully. We had this little Italian place we used to go to for date nights. Cozy, quiet, kind of our spot. I called ahead, spoke with the manager, and asked if they could help me slip the ring into her dessert. They were totally on board, super sweet about it. That evening, I arrived early to set everything up. The waiter assured me they'd take care of it. I was nervous as hell, but trying to keep it together. Zoe showed up a few minutes later. She looked beautiful like always. We chatted like normal. Ordered food. Honestly, for those first few minutes, it felt like just another happy date night. I kept thinking, this is it. This is going to be one of the best nights of my life. Then the dessert came out. Cheesecake, her favorite. I watched as she took a bite, and then she paused. Her fork hovered midair as she noticed something metallic. She pulled the ring out, looked confused at first, and then, her face completely changed. She looked at me. "Jack, what is this?" That's when I got out of my seat, walked around the table, and knelt down. My hands were shaking, but I pushed through. "I love you, Zoe," I said quietly. "Will you marry me?" For a second, the restaurant went quiet. People were looking. Some were smiling, expecting a happy moment. But Zoe, she didn't smile. She shook her head slightly. "Jack, please stop. Don't do this." Her voice was tight, panicked. She kept glancing around. "Please, everyone's looking. Don't do this." I was confused, completely blindsided. What do you mean?" "Zoe, we've been together for 3 years." She put her hands up like she wanted to block the whole moment. "Jack, I don't love you. Please, don't do this." I felt everything drain out of me, like the air had left the room. "Zoe, what are you saying?" She avoided my eyes. We've just been together, hanging out. I thought you knew that. I'm not in love with you." There was no yelling, no scene, just this quiet, devastating honesty. People started looking away, realizing this wasn't the proposal they expected. I stood up, didn't say another word, just grabbed my jacket, and walked out of that restaurant. When I walked out of that restaurant, I didn't know where to go. I just drove. Nowhere in particular, just away. Away from that moment, away from Zoe, away from everything I thought my life was. I sat in my car for a long time. My phone kept buzzing. Friends. Family. I knew Zoe must have told someone. Or maybe people at the restaurant started talking. Small town, word spreads. But I didn't check. I just sat there, staring at the steering wheel. The next morning, I woke up on my buddy Eric's couch. I guess I had driven there without even realizing. Eric had been my best friend since college. He didn't ask questions, just handed me a coffee and said, "Whenever you're ready." Later that day, I finally opened my phone. A few texts from Zoe. Nothing apologetic. Just, "Jack, I didn't mean to embarrass you, but you put me on the spot. You should have known. I never led you on. I never said I wanted marriage. Please don't make this more dramatic than it needs to be." I stared at those words for a while. Never led me on? 3 years of holidays together. 3 years of meeting my family, my friends. Of waking up next to each other every weekend. And now I should have known? Something didn't sit right. The more I thought about it, the more the timeline started bothering me. I started thinking about the weird moments from the past year. Times when she'd suddenly be busy. Nights she didn't answer my calls. Trips she took with friends, but never posted a single photo. A part of me didn't want to know the truth, but another part needed to. That night, against my better judgment, I logged into her Instagram. Yeah, I had her password. She gave it to me once to upload some photos when her phone was broken. Never changed it. I didn't have to dig far. There it was. A string of DMs going back months. Not just one guy. Multiple. flirty messages, conversations that made it clear I wasn't the only one in her life. There was one in particular, a guy named Ethan. I wish you'd just leave him already. Soon? I swear. It's just complicated. He's planning something for next week. I hope it's not what I think it is. LMAO, if it's a proposal, I'm gonna die. No way. I felt my chest tighten reading that. She knew. She suspected I was going to propose. And instead of being honest, she let it happen. Let me humiliate myself. That wasn't just rejection. That was cruelty. And that's when something inside me snapped. No, I wasn't going to be the guy who sat around feeling sorry for himself. She wasted 3 years of my life. Lied. Used me. Disrespected me publicly. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to fight. I was going to hit her where it really hurt. Quietly. Calmly. Smart. First step? I went to the leasing office. The apartment was in my name. She was living there for free. Guess who handed them a 30-day notice the very next morning? Second, our shared streaming services, phone plan, utilities, anything with my name on it. Cancelled. Gone. Her Netflix? Logged out. Spotify? Locked. Phone bill? Transferred to her. I left her a polite text. Hey, just so you know, since we're just hanging out, you can cover your own bills from now on. All the best. Third, I called her boss. Friendly chat. See, Zoe had asked me for a personal reference a year ago when applying for her job. They still had me listed as an emergency contact. Funny thing, when her boss casually mentioned Zoe had called out sick last month, I remembered. Yeah, that was the weekend she was supposedly visiting her sick aunt. Except, her aunt had been dead for 2 years. I didn't say much. Just laughed. Huh, guess she's got a few secrets. I let that seed plant itself. But the best part, the revenge that really hit home, was still coming. A few days passed. Zoe didn't respond to my texts about the apartment or the bills. I figured she was either ignoring it or thought I wasn't serious. But reality hits harder than words. A week later, I got a furious string of texts from her. WTF, Jack? Why is the internet off? Why is my phone disconnected? Did you really terminate the lease? You can't do that. Call me. We need to talk now. I didn't respond. Not right away. I let her stew in it. Then came the phone call. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity got the better of me. The second I picked up, she was already mid-sentence, her voice sharp and frantic. Jack, what the hell are you doing? I don't have time for this. I've got things going on. You can't just throw me out like this. I stayed calm. Zoe, we were just hanging out, remember? No commitments. No promises. You said it yourself. So, you're free now. Completely free. Silence. She didn't know what to say. Then her tone shifted. Softer. Jack, come on. You're being dramatic. I didn't mean, that night was just, it was pressure, you caught me off guard. I almost laughed. Caught you off guard? You mean the proposal you literally knew was coming? The one you were laughing about with Ethan in your DMs? Dead silence. Her breathing changed. I knew in that moment. She realized I knew everything. You went through my messages? She snapped. You're damn right I did. I didn't even try to deny it. 3 years, Zoe. 3 years of my life wasted on someone who couldn't even be honest. Someone who thought it was funny. You think I was just some placeholder until something better came along. I could hear her trying to form a response, but nothing came out. Because there wasn't a defense. And don't worry, I added. Your boss knows too. Turns out, those sick days you took weren't so convincing after all. You might want to check in before they do. Her voice broke a little. Jack, please. Don't do this. Don't ruin my life over something that's just. Over something that's just what? I cut her off. Just me wasting 3 years of my life. Just me being a joke? Nah, you did that part all on your own. I'm just finishing what you started. I hung up. Blocked her number. Blocked her on everything. A few days later, a mutual friend texted me. Zoe had shown up at his place crying. Apparently, her job had put her on leave pending an internal review. The apartment was officially being handed back to the landlord. She had nowhere to go. Ethan? Turns out he wasn't looking for a real relationship either, just fun on the side. He ghosted her the second things got messy. Life has a funny way of sorting itself out. I never reached out again. I never replied when she emailed months later with some half-baked apology about how things got out of hand and how she missed what we had. No, you don't miss me. You miss the stability, the comfort, the guy who paid your bills, cooked you dinner, and loved you unconditionally, while you treated him like an option. I moved out of that city shortly after. Got a new job, new apartment, new life. And yeah, it hurt for a while. It really did. But every day that passes, I remember that walking away wasn't the worst day of my life. It was the best. She probably still tells people I was the crazy one, that I overreacted. That's fine. Let her. People believe what they want. As for me, I'm good. Better than good. Free. So, what would you have done? Would you have walked away quietly? Or made sure she never forgot what she did? I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.